Hi, I'm Mele, and this is Austin Vale, and we're here to talk to you about the weather today. So Austin,
Yes?
looking at our map, what's going on out in the western part of the country?
Well, you see in the northwest we're going to have a cold front coming down. This cold front is going to be driven by this low pressure system moving in a counterclockwise way. Now, the cold front is going to be pushed downwards by this system, having the cold air behind it hitting the warm air in front of it. Now, this warm air mass in front of the cold front is very, very dry, so we're not expecting to see a lot of precipitation around this area. Now, down here we have a high pressure system. This is getting very close to the low pressure system up here. So all of the air wants to equal out, so you're going to have all of this air from the high pressure system moving up quickly to the low pressure system, creating a large amount of wind. Over by Texas, we see a warm front coming up from Mexico. This warm air mass right back here is going to be slowly moving up, creating this cold, moist air up here. It's going to slowly be pushing the warm air up very gradually, creating a slow, elongated cloud, giving a shower for a good couple days. Just this nice, long cloud, steady rain. And Ben, what's going on over there in the East Coast?
Glad you asked, Austin. We have a similar cold front here over the Great Lakes region. As you can see, this cold air mass is coming in from Canada, pushing along this front, and as opposed to what happened over on the west, on the east here, we're going to see that cold air mass is going to move this warm, moist air mass out of the way. So as that happens, that warm air is going to move up above the cold air mass that comes in under it. And as that warm air rises, it's going to cool, and it's going to reach dew point, which is the point where moisture can no longer fit in the air, 100% humidity, and clouds are going to form along that barrier where the cold and the warm air meet. Now those clouds are going to form at a very, very steep line, very steep slope. So we're going to see a very tall cumulonimbus cloud that's going to lead to some thunderstorms, very brief, very intense storms along this cold front. Now this cold front is also being pushed by this counterclockwise low pressure system. And that system is accompanied by this high pressure system down in the southeast part of the country. As you can see, the high pressure is over Georgia right now, and what that's going to mean is very clear skies in the southern part of the country as this high pressure comes and it keeps any moist air down, preventing it from rising and reaching dew point and causing clouds to form. So very clear skies in this area. Now, as you can see, these high and low pressure are very, very close together. So we can see some moderate winds in this region flowing from the high to the low pressure, so from south to north. In contrast, over the middle of the country, we don't see any high or low pressure systems close together. As you can see, you have a high here, a low here, high down here in the west, and a low here. So it's going to be very calm in the central region of the country.
Now, I know a lot of you guys are paying attention because you really want to see what the weather's going to be like in this upcoming playoff game. Especially if you're like Ben, who is covering himself in paint and being one of the main super fans we have out there. So you're going to want to see what the precipitation is to see if the paint falls off or not.
I don't want my paint running.
Not at all. So let's look at that 2-day forecast.
Let's take a look.
Now, right here, we're going to have the 2-day forecast of just the northeast, so you can see what's going to happen around the Huddington and Central region. Ben?
Okay. Now, as you can see, our cold front that was previously over the Great Lakes region is going to move in across New York and reach us by about afternoon tomorrow. Now, as this cold front comes in, we're going to see those cumulonimbus clouds that we talked about, resulting in some brief, intense thunderstorms, usually for about an hour or two. Now, this is going to hit afternoon time, so we can expect some precipitation for the game, most likely in the beginning part of the game. Now, what about the day after tomorrow? What are we going to see?
Now, the day after, as this cold front passes by, all of the cold air mass behind it's going to hit us, but that intense storm will pass. All of the moisture that was sitting there before is going to fall down. We will have perfectly sunny skies, but it is going to be cold for the next couple days.
That's good to know, especially for those of us who are playing in a game this weekend or watching a game this weekend.